A very good afternoon and warm welcome to everyone. I am Gitanjali from Teen Graduate Talent Program Virtusa, your host for the day. And it gives me immense pleasure today as we have gathered here, virtually of course, for the launch of NeuralHack Season 5. We have all turned a new leaf in history while working from our homes on a large scale in such unforeseen circumstances. And as a mark of resilience and optimism, Virtusa has ensured business continuity in every aspect. Similarly, Virtusa is committed to contribute to the student community, and at Team GTP, we constantly strive to create new opportunities for students like such. It is overwhelming to witness a huge response of students for this year's NeuralHack registrations as we have crossed over 80,000 plus applications across the straits of India and even Sri Lanka. The success of the last four seasons and the launch of this season stands testimonial to how Team GTP has been able to leave its mark in the student community. So, without further ado, the following shall be our flow for the session today. We have our Senior Director and Talent Management Head who will be addressing us. Post his address, we will have a follow-up Q&A session. Viewers can drop their questions in the comments below and we shall answer them for you. We will also have someone from NeoHire who will be taking us through the platform orientation. And last but not the least is an exciting contest open for all to participate. Pro tip, pay close attention to the presentation to get answers to the questions in our presentation. Now, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Mr. Meka Venkata Chelapati, fondly known as Bobby, our Senior Director and Talent Management Head from Hyderabad, who joined Virtusa in March of 2014. Welcome, Bobby. Handing over the stage to you for presentation and orientation.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be part of this evening. Good evening to all of you who gathered here. It's really heartwarming to know the response. That NeuralHack Season 5 is evoked amongst the Indian and the Sri Lankan student community. It's really pleasure to know the response that NeuralHack has been evoking over the years, and this year seems to be the icing on the cake. Wonderful, great to really know this. For two reasons. One, I was associated with this in the past as an active member, and now also as a representative of the talent function at Virtusa. Thank you. I didn't want to spend any more time talking about anything else other than what really matters. I'm sure the students are all excited to be participating in NeuralHack, and they're really keen to know more about what is NeuralHack and of course about Virtusa, because that's the end game. That selected few would get opportunities to make a career with Virtusa at the start, and a lot more would really get to wet their hands at some competition where they're vying with some of the best talents and best minds across countries. It's no longer only India; it's going to be Sri Lanka. So that's the excitement that I personally see. To all the students who have registered and who are in this session today, firstly, wish you the very best. Uh, like Deep had introduced, about 18 months ago, none of us had comprehended that this would even be possible, which is, all of us working out of home, studying out of home, but human mind and human perseverance is unparalleled. Put into a situation, put into adversity, we seem to be coming out with some of the best attitudes. And what we've demonstrated over the last 18 months is certainly testimony to how adaptive we are to situations and how we're able to overcome them and start excelling at these situations. And yes, TGTP has been able to prove it again by looking at upping the mark of registrations. I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, we were about 51,000 change registrations. We certainly upped the ante by about over 30,000 change. I won't be surprised if we touch maybe the 85,000 or maybe the 1 lakh mark by the time we get to the actual commencement of the session on Monday, 31st of August. So without any further delay, let me take the pleasure of walking you students through this evening. There is a short presentation that the team has put together. Overview. Hi, would you like to go ahead with the presentation?
Yes, I hope this is visible, Bobby.
Not yet. Is my audio clear?
Yes.
All right.
I'll just share one more time.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, let me know when you can see it.
Yet to come up. We'll let you know. Yeah, I think it's buffering. Yes, we're able to see a screen lead. Thank you. Would you like to go on to screen mode?
Yes.
Speed is the new currency of business. In the new digital economy, effective competition requires a balanced approach to deep digital transformation that drives direct business value. By combining frictionless technology delivery with deep industry expertise, Virtusa helps business move forward faster. We help our clients advance to their optimal business state and achieve quick and continuous return on their investments. And we accomplish this through our digital transformation studio approach. Our approach leverages a unique combination of tools, assets, and people to drive over 30% efficiency and speed in delivering digital transformation. As a global leader in digital engineering and transformational IT services, we empower our client relationships with speed at scale. Our deep engineering history, business and industry focus, digital transformation studio, and talent development pipeline. Virtusa is an end-to-end provider delivering the full spectrum of technology services for our clients. We offer consulting and design services, digital engineering services, cloud services, and managed services. Through our industry focus, we optimize the value created at the intersection of business and technology. As a leading service provider, we have created extensive relationships with prominent technology organizations and have been recognized for our exceptional quality and digital engineering capabilities by many renowned industry analysts and awards organizations.
Wow. I hope that video was good news. Wow, I hope that video was a quick glimpse into what Virtusa has to offer to our clients, the very purpose we are in the business, and to do that, what are the kind of talent we need to get on board. Right? That's where all of you come in. Taking a little cue from that, what you see on the screen now is a geographical spread across the globe. We are, in fact, we are currently at about 29,000 plus headcount. India alone, we've touched about 21,000 change already. We are growing by leaps and bounds quarter on quarter. We are present across North America, we're present across UK, we're present across Europe, we're present across the Middle East, we're present across India, Sri Lanka, we're present across Australia, we're present across Singapore, APAC region as well. That's the kind of presence that we have. Like I said, across the US, North America, UK, United Arab Emirates, India, Sri Lanka, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia. That's the kind of spread we have. So essentially, we cover about 4 continents. But through that, we're obviously able to reach out to all our clients across the globe. Quickly cutting the chase to what is NeuralHack Season 5. What are the eligibility criteria for students who are registered? Right? Just to reiterate and go over the eligibility criteria. For you need to be a batch student passing out of the program that is completed in 2022. Okay. The courses that we are permitting is a BTech, MTech, dual degree, which is a BTech plus an MTech, a BCA plus an MCA, MSc, MCA, integrated BTech plus MTech. Okay. Um, the students need to have scored 60% or equivalent CGPA or above. That will be the minimum that they need to secure when they pass out of the program. They need to be a resident of India, Sri Lanka, or Nepal, okay, to be able to qualify for applying to this. The graduating, and like I said, you need to be graduating out of this program, the programs, in the year 2022. Right? And this needs to be a full-time course, not a part-time course or a correspondence course. These are the simple eligibility criteria that we have in place, okay, for any student who has already registered so far in NeuralHack or is aspiring to register NeuralHack, if that is still open. We certainly, importantly, we do not charge any fee to conduct the program. Okay? The NeuralHack is an online competition, and we encourage everyone who's eligible to participate and interested to participate to be able to participate. Right? So that's a disclaimer. Please make sure that you do not get misguided by any independent people in the marketplace who are trying to say that they can get you an opportunity into what's for NeuralHack. We do not work with anyone, and we need to make sure that we're very clean and we work on our own, along with the partners that we have identified for this purpose. What is the flow of the NeuralHack Season 5? As you'd see, the sine wave here says 25th August 2021 is when the registration started. Okay. Stage 1 is online assessment is on the 30th of August, okay, and the 1st of September. So across 3 days, the stage 1 assessment, which is an online test, will be conducted. And then we move on to step 2, which is stage 1 result declaration, which gets announced on 3rd of September, followed by stage 2, which is assessment, which is again an online test, which is conducted 5 days after the stage 1 result is declared on the 8th of September. That is followed by declaration of the results of the stage 2 online assessment on the 9th of September, which is the very next day. And then 4 days later, we have the learning and upgradation week, where team introduction and the HR introduction. Right? This is spread across 6 days, 13th September through 19th September. And then between the period 20th September to 15th October is what we call the hackathon week, right? So that's technically we're looking at about 25 days of hackathon week. This is where the students will really get into the actual purpose of getting into NeuralHack Season 5, which is the hackathon. Right? Once we close those 25 days of hackathon week, then we get into the next stage, which is the evaluation of the presentation week, which happens 3 days later, starting from the 18th of October to the 22nd of October. Now, once we complete the evaluation of the presentation week sessions, then we are ready to announce the winners of the hackathon or NeuralHack Season 5 by the 4th week of October, so which is another 3 days from there, right, by the time we start. So that's giving you a quick snapshot view of the flow of NeuralHack Season 5. This will be available again, as you go through the program, but these are important toll gates that you can keep in mind. If you like, you can keep a picture of this, take a picture of this and keep it handy so you can refer to it in the future should you have any queries on the timelines as to what activity is going to get done by. Moving on to the next slide. This is really exciting. This is really important. What is the reward and recognition that NeuralHack Season 5 has to offer? Of course, everyone gets an opportunity to be able to test their capabilities, test their mettle, and compete with the best of the minds across the country. 80,000 students is no joke. Right? That being said, there is a first prize which carries a cash prize of 50,000 rupees, a second prize which carries a cash prize of 20,000 rupees, and a third prize which carries a cash prize of 10,000 rupees. Additionally, these students will also be eligible for a pre-placement offer with a package of 6.5 lakhs and multiple PDIs and PPOs in store. Is that all? Not quite. There's more to come. Moving on to the next slide. This just gets better and better. Additional rewards and recognition. There's Virtusa NeuralHack King and Queen. There are 4 winners that will be identified from each zone. 28 state winners, 1 winner for each state, and 50 runner-ups. So how many are we looking at? 50 plus 28, that's 78, plus 4 zones, right? So it's 16, 17, 16, 94, and then the Virtusa NeuralHack King and Queen. So we're looking at a total of how many? 96. 96 additional rewards and recognition in addition to the top 3 prizes. So we're looking at a total of 99 straight away. That is what is at stake. Now it's up to each of you to decide what we'd like to grab, right? Whether you want to be in the top 3, taking the money in addition to PP opportunities, or would you like to be in the balance 96? That's really what is at stake, is an offer, right? So please make sure you make the most of the opportunity and prepare well for the program. Pay attention, pay focus. You have a couple of more days to brush up all your fundamentals, foundations of programming, and everything that would really come in handy as you take on the plunge for NeuralHack. This is going to really ask you. Geet, I'll take a couple of minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
This program is really going to test your strength of being able to persevere, be able to understand, be able to. You're going to be given scenarios. You're going to be given structures. You'll be required to come up with with platforms, which is going to test your coding skills. It's going to test your understanding of the questions that are being asked, being able to collaborate possibly, right? And be able to come up with something that is going to be commercially viable. It's not just an academic project. We're going to be looking at ultimately something that can be commercially viable. We may or may not take it back to the market, but the intent is to evaluate, is this going to be a commercially viable project? So it's not purely an academic project, which most of you have got to do in your campuses so far. Most of us do projects which are more academic in nature. They don't necessarily see the test of time into getting commercially applied. But here is an opportunity where you're going to be able to develop something which is going to see the light of the day in terms of getting commercially applied. The intent is not to make money out of it, but the intent is to see how does this benefit the community at large. This could be on programs, which are talking about more development. Okay. How can we ease life of people? We could be picking up themes, that would touch on almost everything that all of us get impacted on a daily basis. We as end users, end users of a product or a service, something that is touching us every day. Themes could be picked up on those areas. I can give you one example of a theme. Right? I don't know when this will come, but I'm really looking forward to the day when this will come up. When is it going to be possible for free internet to be made available? But that's a theme that all of you would love. Imagine the amount of money we're going to save. Right? Obviously, the ISPs and the telecom providers are not going to be happy hearing this, but I truly believe, and really wish that this happens someday in the future, that internet is made free. The way we are adopting technology and digital living, it doesn't mean any fun, to be paying for a medium when that's how we're all going to be operating in the future. So look forward to really working closely, paying attention, right? Focus on what is the problem statement, understand it. Don't be in a rush to get into the problem straight away. You have plenty of time. The whole program is spread across almost 2 months, so you have sufficient time. So make sure you first read the brief that you've been given, understand it. If you have any queries, always figure out if there's a way you can clarify it, and then get started. So the idea is once you get started in the project, then there's no looking back, no turning back. You just move forward, go headlong. And remember, you're vying for a spot amongst 80,000 plus students who registered. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be one hell of a competition. Right? It's going to put your talent to test. Okay? mental, physical, endurance, everything. Right? I'm told that there are stages in this competition where you need to be doing coding continuously for 6 hours, for 12 hours, for 18 hours, for 24 hours. Um, Frankly, I don't know if I'll be able to sit and sustain myself continuously for such a long time, but yeah, that's the beauty of today's talent. All of you have been doing this and you've been raring to go and do this in a platform like this. So wish you the very best. And I'm excited to go through the next stages of the questions that have come up and really see what else is there in terms of the quiz that we have towards the end of the show. Thank you very much. Wish you all the very best again, and may the best people scale up for this competition. Thank you. Thank you, Deep.
Thank you so much, Bobby, for that insight. Season 5 is definitely filled with lots of fun surprises and opportunities to become a winner. So, now before going forward with our question and answer round, I'd request Mr. Venkatesh for the platform orientation, post which we can address any queries that you have. You can please drop them in the chat box. Mr. Venkatesh, over to you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Geet, and thanks, Bobby. And hi, everyone. So let me share my screen.
Are you operating from home, Venki?
Yeah, I'm from home.
And I'm really envious of the background I see there, all those books. Nice.
So those are my books. So hi, everyone. So let's get started with the platform. So you would be getting an credential access where you could access to the Examly platform. So the first step is like you have to register. So I'll go and I'll just show you a link. So the best suitable browser is like you can use either Chrome or you can use Firefox browser. So this would be your registration page. So you can go ahead and you can give your mail ID and you can register yourself. So I have registered myself already. So I'll get on with the platform as such. So it would ask you to fill your details. Go ahead and fill all your details. So you would have a link called as contest. So go over there, click on the link. This is your instruction. Please go through it carefully. We normally advise you to take up Chrome or Firefox as your browser. So with respect to bandwidth, have a minimum bandwidth of 5 Mbps speed. So that would help us and proper connection for us to proceed further. So here, click capture. So it would be in a safe and secure environment where you cannot move away from your test taking environment. So this is very, very important. Please
Venki,
adhere
we are
to
able
all
to
the
see your screen.
once
Because
again.
we haven't been able to see your screen right from the beginning, so you may have to.
Yeah, I've shared it.
It's not a bug. You'll have to give it a few more seconds for it to buffer.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's buffering up now. Give it a couple of more seconds. Yes, you're online. Thanks. You can go over if you don't mind again from the beginning.
Yeah, I'll go ahead once again. So you would be given a link as such. So click on the link. The suitable browser is like Chrome or Firefox. The first step, what you have to do is like you have to register yourself, people. So you have to register you have to give your mail ID and register yourself. Since I have registered myself, so this would be the page. So this is how I get it. While I'll show you once again, I'll take a mail ID. So can activate your account here. So it will ask for you to set your password. Please set a proper password so that you remember. So please give a name that you would use everywhere. So don't give any fancy names. Please give the name whatever you will be using over your career. So your degree, just publish. You might get the contest over here. So go through the instructions carefully. So you have to disable all your antivirus. I'll say what are the do's and don'ts once the platform session is over. And ensure that you have a proper speed of at least 5 Mbps so that you are not interrupted while taking up the assessment. Click capture and click proceed. So stop all the browsers, all the background process as well as any system notification so that you are not getting interrupted while taking up the assessment. So if you are being interrupted, then you would the entire assessment will be closed and you will not be able to retake it. So tab switch is not allowed. So it would be in a complete full screen mode. So the allowed language here is only Java. You should ensure that you write the code completely in Java. So for a demo perspective, I'm showing that where you have to select it. By default, it would be selected as Java for your coding hackathon. So this would be the page. And see here, people, you have an option called as submit code as well as you have an option called as submit test. So before submitting code, if you click on submit test, whatever code that you have written would not be submitted and the scores will not be evaluated. Please ensure that you submit your code first. And see here, it says that you will get a lot of pop-ups when you move from when you divert or when you see somewhere else. Everything will be recorded within the platform. All the actions that you do will be completely recorded, both video as well as your images. So see here, so once you click on the submit code, submit code is like submitting the code for evaluation purpose. So if you are writing a code, first do compile and run so that you can see whether all errors are there, whether the test case is passing or not. Then you can see, you can click on submit code to evaluate your code to pass again test case or not. So once you have done that, you can click on a submit test and you have to type END. Once again, I'm saying, so without clicking submit code, if you are clicking on submit test, your code will not be evaluated. You will not get any scores. So submit your code properly, then go and click on submit test. So this is how the platform works. And all the instructions will be clearly given before starting your assessment. Go through each and every points clearly before starting the hackathon. So once you take up the hackathon or once you take up the coding assessment, you cannot go back and you cannot retake it. So this is with respect to the platform. This is how it looks like and this is how it is. So what are the things that you should do before starting the assessment and what are the things that you should do while taking up the assessment? All these things one by one I'll clearly say. So first thing is like you have to be in a proper attire. Since all your videos and images will be recorded, ensure that you are in a proper attire. And before taking up the assessment, see that you go through the instructions carefully. What are the do's and what are the don'ts? And there might be an FAQ on how to set up your test. What are the things you should practice so that your test runs smoothly or not. So next, ensure that you are in a proper location while you take up an assessment. So have a comfortable seating position. In case if you need water, keep water bottles as near you. Don't leave your assessment scenario and go somewhere else. And adequate brightness. Brightness in the sense have the tube lights or the light should be on the opposite side of your face. It should not be at the back. So light source facing you and away from camera. So these are some important criteria. And if at all, if we ask you to use a pen and paper, try using that. Apart from that, you should not have any materials, no mobile phones near you. So ensure that you keep all these things away from you. Even your voice will be recorded. Whatever the voice that is within your room, it will be recorded. And before starting out the hackathon or the assessment, ensure that you have a properly charged laptop, as well as it is plugged to the power source. Next is your system configuration. Ensure that you have a proper system configuration, that is 8 or 10. And again, with respect to Linux, it can be 14 or more than that. So RAM, ensure at least you have 4 GB of RAM. So we recommend Intel iCore, Core i3. That is the minimum requirement. And free space internet, as a very internet is one important thing. So in order to have a trouble-free assessment, you should have a proper internet connectivity. Don't connect with your mobile hotspots or something. Have a proper connection and work on it. So supporting browsers, it is going to be Google Chrome and Firefox. We personally recommend Google Chrome for best user experience. So you will get your credentials, you will get your platform credentials, and these three things you should check whether it is working or not. One is your internet connection, other one is your webcam, and another one is your power supply. Have an uninterrupted power supply. And if you are facing any camera issues, check whether it is having latest drivers installed. Disable your antivirus. So these are primary tasks while you take up an assessment. So disable your antivirus and allow permissions for your webcam. So it would request for capturing your voice as well as your image. Allow it. Turn off all your system notification, background process which is running out. If at all, if it is launching, see, this is a logic, right? So the assessment will be launched only if it is a safe browser. Safe browser as in there should not be any other tabs opened up. There should not be any other task should be done in other process or other background. So this has to be done in a proper way. Next is like close all the folders and files. So ensure that your system is free from, have your desktop free of any files and folders. Don't open any folders or files while launching your assessment. So if you are not able to do this, immediately notify us. You will have a you will have a support email ID provided to you. Once if you are not able to do any of these things, immediately notify us so that we would get in touch with you and help you out. So things not to do. Do not change the computer or laptop which you have tested already. That is one thing. So once you are doing a dry run is like tomorrow we will be enrolling you into a sample course wherein which you will have a detailed instructions about how to take up the assessment, what are the things you can do and what are the things you need not do. Along with that, you will also have a sample assessment. So that is like a dry run check. You can go and take up the assessment and you can feel how the environment works or how the platform works. So while taking up the assessment, don't have anybody else present near you. And again, with one internet connection, don't try to share to multiple people and try to work. So that is sharing the internet bandwidth. So do not move away from your system. So if you are moving away, it could actually capture every movement of you. So again, light source and your equipments. So these are very important things. And what are the things that you should do? Very important things that you should do while taking up the assessment. So accept the terms and conditions that is displayed on your console. So read carefully all the instructions given. So whatever instructions that we are giving, try to go through it carefully and focus on the activity on the screen to solve the question. So you should ensure that you're concentrating on the screen rather than looking anywhere else. So keep track of the test timer. So assessment, you will have a time, right? So ensure that you do all the coding within the timeline given. So look for any on-screen messages and respond immediately as per the message received. If at all, if you are at some point, we can manually come and check. So if we are asking asking you to screen share, then you have to do it. So these are some of the things, and there is ensure that you do not involve in any of the unfair means or malpractice. So you'll be immediately disqualified from the attempt. So things should not be done. So do not cover the webcam. So don't have a hand or something and cover your webcam. Don't cast your screen to somewhere else. So do not eat while you take up an assessment. So do not cover or mask your face. Do not change the seating position. So nobody should should be there along with you while taking up the assessment. No mobile phones and any communication device. So don't share your screen with anybody. So all these things will be recorded within the platform. If you share your screen, it will be recorded. So whatever activity you do, all the activities will be captured within the platform. So don't close your assessment. Once the assessment is over, I showed you, right? You will be coming back to this original screen. Unless and until, do not do any of these things. So once the assessment is over, this is the point where you will get. Once you got the screen, you can come back and you can log off. So these are the parameters you have to keep in mind. So, and another important point is do not switch tabs. If you are switching tabs, the assessment will be closed. So these are some of the parameters you should keep in mind. And important note for everyone, that is, we will enroll everyone in a sample course by tomorrow end of the day, and it will contain all the instructions file, whatever I'm showing you out here, along with the sample test, so that you can have a look and feel of the entire platform. So if you have any queries, you can ask me, people, or else that is from me. Any queries you have? So over to you, Geet.
Thank you so much, Venkatesh. Now I'd like to call back Bobby, and we can pick up some questions from the comments and also address those. Additionally, I believe that we also have with us Ms. Mohana Priya, who is one of our senior architects and will be able to help us with some technical questions. So if the team can please bring up Priya's video. Meanwhile, I'll start with the questions, Bobby. So first up, I see one from the comments. Will only the winners be receiving pre-placement offers?
Well, naturally, it's only going to be those who excel in this platform, right, who are going to be recognized. But like I said, it's not going to be restricted only to the top 3 winners. There are plenty more of students who are going to perform in this platform and who are excelling at various levels, who will stand a chance to get with Virtusa. Right? It's not going to be restricted only to the top 3. I'll leave it to Geet and the team to maybe divulge any further details beyond that. But yeah, as much as I know, it is not just the top 3 who get the videos.
Definitely, it's not going to be the top 3, Bobby, like you said. We will be considering other students who have performed exceptionally well in the competition. So I think for that, you'll have to stay tuned, and it is definitely a good idea to put your best foot forward when you are attempting the assessment for this competition.
Yeah,
all right, moving on to the next. Yes.
Sorry, Keith, I was just going to add, all that I can advise you is, now that you've registered, prepare well, enjoy, and have the fun. Okay? Outcomes will come its way, right? And be in for surprises and that goes your way. Over to you.
Yes. So the next question that I see here is, statistically, in the past, how easy has it been to crack NeuralHack, and what are some tips and tricks that you could, suggest for our young aspirers?
Okay. That's not an easy one. Naturally, we want to test the mettle of the students, right? So it's not going to be easy one like any of the academic projects that you've been doing, where you get guidance from your faculty, your staff, even people seniors at home. But the advantage here is you're still going to be performing all of this virtually from the privacies and the comforts of your home, so you can always consult your friends. But the intent is to really test you, because as you get into the workplace and the marketplace, you need to be performing independently, right? There's going to be a lot of expectations that organization that you're going to be part of will have of you, right? So the intent is to see how best you're able to perform, and assume this to be a simulated environment, where you really get to perform. So the short answer to your question is yes, it will be certainly a test that is going to make sure that you're able to recall all that you've learned and you're able to perform that in a simulated environment. Point one. And statistically, what is the number? I think in the past we've probably gone up to maybe about. Should I be diverging any numbers, Geet, or is that something that you'd like to keep for later?
Sure, Bobby, if you'd like to, I don't mind.
All right. Okay. So I think in the past we've gone up to maybe about 25 to 40 students who have received pre-placement offers in various categories, aside the top three, right? So I already gave you privilege to see some of the information about the additional recognition rewards that people have. So, like I said, prepare well. Make sure you brush up your fundamentals, all your foundations over the next 2 days, so that starting Monday you can really participate, put your best foot forward, enjoy the journey, enjoy the fun. Outcomes are going to come your way, and trust me, even if you're not able to crack this, right, what you learn in this opportunity over the next 2 months is really going to up your ante and is going to stand in your stead as you look at making that career ahead. So the intent is for you to vie for an opportunity for a career at Virtusa, but this is not obviously the be all and end all of professional life, right? We wish you all can make it into career at Virtusa. Having said that, there's only a finite number that we will be able to intake, but the intent is for you to enjoy this, learn from this, and equip yourselves better so that you can get into the corporate world.
And if I just may add a little bit to what you've informed as well, Bobby, considering that this time we've received more than 80,000 applications, and I think that our registration link has been extended for applications until Monday. So we're expecting a couple more registrations, which consequently puts us in a spot where definitely there will be a lot of people this time who would be receiving pre-placement offers. And on a special note, the top 250 people who will be scoring the highest in the category will get a chance to double up their CTC, and they will get higher offers guaranteed for sure. So they will be eligible for a higher CTC, and this is for the top 250. That is for sure.
All right, so this certainly gives away the answer to the first question.
Yes. Moving right ahead with the next question. How do you think has been your experience with the past seasons of NeuralHack?
I've had probably the best role in NeuralHack, right? Come and make this speech, talk, and go back and attend to my work. So it's been the team that's been doing all the planning and the execution on the ground, that has really done the whole 9 yards. But yes, I've been privy to the NeuralHack grand finale at least for 3 out of the last 4, if I'm not mistaken. The energy, the passion that is exhibited by the students, by the team that is coming up with this program, this platform, is unparalleled. Having said that, it's maybe in the last 5-6 years that industry has taken to these virtual hackathons. But what we have been able to put up and what Team GTP has been able to come up with as part of NeuralHack is something that I feel is unparalleled. I've not seen this, I've not heard it in the industry. So this is certainly something that is very exciting, and I'm presuming and hoping that it'll be exciting and it'll invigorate all of you to really put your best foot forward.
So I see another similar question now, Bobby. How many people are going to receive a PPO and how many people will receive a PPI? So if you allow, can I please go ahead and address that?
Please, absolutely.
So, like I said earlier, since this time we have gotten way too many applications, it has really been overwhelming, first of all. We're looking at least 750 PPOs or PPIs to be rolled out. So, with that, I'm letting the cat out of the bag. And there's definitely lots of surprises. And yes, like how we've said it previously as well, it would be in the best interest to attempt your best and just put your best foot forward.
Yeah, have fun as you go through this.
Next question, Bobby. How does Virtusa facilitate its employees to maintain a decent professional slash personal life balance?
Okay, good question. Thank you for bringing it up. If some of you, or few of you, have been following us on Glassdoor, this is a question that keeps getting asked, and people get rate Virtusa. Um, Amongst other good things that Virtusa is known for, which is our engineering, intent, and something else that Virtusa gets noted for is the focus on quality work-life balance. Right? You're expected to do those 9 hours of work. There would be this one-off days, when you would be required to stretch, obviously because of a production go live or a technical issue that was unforeseen. Barring that, can be, as much as I've seen in social handles and conversations I've been having with employees in Hyderabad, as well as a cross section of people across the other projects that I manage, I don't see this as a concern coming. And let me also let you know on the point that there are folks who actually love to stay back and continue to keep working only because they get excited about what they get to do in the projects, and that's what keeps them going. Is that a cause of concern? Not really. So if you get the drift, then work-life balance is really not a concern. On the contrary, there are people who tend to actually stretch longer only because they really enjoy what they do. Right? So at times we have to go back and tell them, you're all working from home. Don't have very clear borders between the work life and personal life. So make sure you focus on personal life, right? And I hope that's answered the question.
Yes, Bobby, absolutely. And one last question. Please share an interesting feedback on Virtusa that you've gotten in the past.
Feedback about Virtusa that I got in the past is there are two actually that I could share. One is as compared to the other firms that I have worked with, and the candidates that I have got to interview during my span of 7.2 years with Virtusa, I certainly have heard that the amount of comfort and ease that whether it is students or candidates are put at as part of the selection process, okay, and the clarity that they get when they go through the selection process is very clear. Right? There are very few areas of ambiguity. There are very few gray areas. Right? Everything is in black and white, so it's very clear. Right? That's one feedback that I've received. So that's certainly feedback for the talent acquisition team, for the team GTP team, which is involved in getting people into the organization. Keep up this good work, and we need to make sure we focus and keep doing this as a rigor. The second is, as compared to the other system integrators who are working on the same time as what Virtusa does, the opportunity that employees at Virtusa who are working in projects get to do is you get to work on large transformation projects, which you probably would normally not get to do, at least for the first 3 years in your career as a fresher. Without naming the other larger players in this marketplace, right? The first few years that you actually work with them, right, you don't really get a chance to work on large transformation projects. You don't get a chance to work on emerging technologies. It's mostly back-end work, production support work, a little bit of development work. But over here, once you complete your 3 months greenfield training, 2 months greenfield training, Thereafter, you're going to be put on projects, and these projects are going to be involving client legacy technologies, client-owned technologies, emerging technologies, and something which is even more far ahead in terms of timing. So that's the opportunity you're going to get. That you're really going to be working on platform technologies which are going to really test what you've learned and be able to help you get better. I hope that's able to answer the questions from there.
Thank you so much, Bobby. And I also see a lot of comments in the chat box asking about the syllabus. Yes, it is going to be Java oriented. And yes, it is going to be a little, no, it's not going to be complex, but if you enroll for the sample course, you will get a hands-on experience and you will be able to understand what kind of a, run through you're going to have to go through. And yeah, I also see a lot of people getting scared because it's Java. So I just like to say, don't worry about it. Just try it, give it a shot, see how it goes. It's all right if it doesn't go through. And if it goes through, then jackpot. So yeah, don't be scared about it. And just, yes, if you enroll for the sample course, you will get a hands-on experience for sure. So with that,
Can I
Bobby, I
can I
think,
can I
yes.
register for this course so I get to see the sample course?
Sure, Bobby, you can see the sample course, but I'm sorry, I'll not be able to allow you to be in the competition.
No, no way. I want to venture out in competition because I will come out proper in the competition. So I won't be there. I at least want to see the sample. No, thank you. Thank you.
All right. And there's another question asking if Malaysian citizens can apply. Yes, Malaysian citizens can apply. And all right. So I think with that, we have covered most of the questions. So thank you so much for your time today, Bobby. And this is definitely going to be a very exciting journey. But before I close, I have a special announcement to make. And that is that following up this event, we have a contest that we have arranged for all the viewers. So what we will be doing is we will be posting a link for a quiz in the chat box after the session gets over. And to enter the contest, what you need to do is you need to log into that link and fill in your personal details, answer the questions, post which you should head over to our Instagram handle, that is GTP_Virtusa. And there on a post, you need to tag one of your friends and nominate them to take part in the contest. Top 10 winners from this contest will get a chance to receive Virtusa branded goodies. And with that, we come to an end for this session for today. But this is just the beginning of the grand 6-week journey that will help you unleash your talents. So consider this the moment you guys have been preparing until now. Enjoy it, learn from it, and keep working hard. We wish you all the very best and hope you find serendipity along the way. We'll connect with you soon. For now, this is Team GTP signing off. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gee. Thank you, everyone, for joining.